What is going on, fellas, and welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today, we're looking at the end of season review for Season 6. If you haven't seen what happened in Season 6, I would highly recommend you go back and watch all the episodes. There's only 9 of them for last season. It was quite a successful season, if I do say so myself. Could have been better, but we still succeeded in many, many ways. For this episode, we're going to look at the end of season review and the transfers leading up to the first Champions League game that we're going to be playing in this season. If you do want to enjoy this episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Some interaction would be delightful. Leave a couple of comments down below. Just saying anything. Random words. Doesn't even have to make sense. Just random words in the comments below. Make me happy. Right, fellas, so it is the end of season 2025-26, our 6th season in charge of Dorogi, and as you can see, we won the Hungarian division and we won the Hungarian Cup. So I don't think we're too far away from winning a European competition. I feel like if we made it into the Europa Conference League, we have a good chance, but it's not happened so far. We've kind of stayed away from it, to be fair, since our first 2 seasons that we made it into Europe. But Batista Meyer gets the signing of the season. I guess, yeah, he's been pretty. He's been very good, to be fair. Milhais spent all of last season in our B team, had a very good season. Chen Ming also spent all of the season in our under 19s, or our B team, and he had a pretty decent season as well. It costing any money. Tony Morton, after he recovered from his injury, and I remembered that he was a player who played for us, he said he had a pretty decent season. Grodham, they're very unhappy about that. Mainly due to the club paying over the odds for the player. I don't think we paid over the odds. Oriola has a 10 million transfer or release clause, so I don't think we're going to be worrying about that for the time being. Tavares came in and get a B. Maputa did quite well according to everyone's. They're fairly, like, everyone bar Grodham, who's like the one that I'm quite happy with. They're not. I want to see what they say about Mendoza and Rentira, mainly due to a healthy profit made by the club. Did make a decent enough profit off him. How did they find? I forgot that we sold Abbey at the start of this season. Mendoza, yeah, selling the player for more than he is really worth. He's played 8 games in China, only scored a goal. I feel like he thought he was going to go to China, rip it up, and he'd be fine. They did expect us to win the division this year. We did finish first and won the league. 98% average home attendance, which is fantastic. Competition top goal scorer Carlsberg and Savov getting the joint top goal scorer for us. The fact that we lost to Pech in November was quite disappointing. They wanted us in the Champions League to qualify for the 3rd qualifying round. We made it to the playoffs for the 2nd season in a row, only losing out to Dinamo Zagreb, who absolutely curb stomped us. Europa Conference League, they wanted us to be competitive. We made it through the group, which is just insane. And the Hungarian Cup wanted us to reach the final, and we won it. Mandira scored 10 goals. 10 goals in the cup. That's pretty acceptable, I would say. Biggest win was 6-1 against Sheriff Tiraspol. Match to remember was 5-2 victory over Anderlecht, and the goal of the season went to Carlsberg, scoring a stunning volley from 26 metres against Sheriff to get us a draw in that game. The club's reputation hasn't changed, but I feel like it's going to. Our sponsorship has increased. We've almost $1 million in sponsorship. Broadcast revenue hasn't come true yet for how we played in the Europa League, because that final's not gone through yet. Corporate and hospitality has gone up. Competition prize money has stayed the same, but it says it's gone up. And our matchday commercial and retail has increased as well. 120,000 in merchandise sales. 2,000 jerseys sold. That's pretty good. Versace with the most shirt sales. Savov, Traore, Carlsberg, and Mandira are the top 5. I'm very surprised that Versace's been here for as long as he has. I would have thought that he would have been snapped up long ago. For the best 11, Hood Wagner starts in goal, probably because he just played the most games. Pirulescu, who's off playing in Romania now, Rentiero off playing in China. Pirulescu, I was looking at his attribute or his stats at his new club. He's absolutely smashing it. Christian Mark and Hidalgo as their central defence. Oriola and Traore in central midfield. Versace and Carlsberg as their wide men. Savov and Mandira up front. That's a good starting 11, I have to say. Would not be upset about having that in our team. We haven't won. Oh, we didn't win the manager of the year. It went to Ujpest's manager because the fact that they finished second and they were not expected to do so well. The fans player and the young player of the season both went to Carlsberg. I think this is the last year Carlsberg can win it. Signing of the season went to Batista Meyer, as you've seen already. Goal of the season went to Carlsberg, as you've already seen. Our wonder kid scored 25 goals for the club this year, getting himself top goal scorer. It's not bad. And had the most assists with 18. Carlsberg had 9 player of the matches and had the highest average rating of 7.3. Berliaka, most passes completed per 90 minutes with 32. Highest transfer fee received for Mendoza. Expect we get a little bit more money from him, or from his transfer. The Hungarian First Division's Most Player of the Match award went to Carlsberg and the Division Player of the Year, and Savov got the top goal scorer. It was a superb season as they claimed their third successive title to back up their pre-season credentials. We were expected to finish second or third for a while, so kind of expect them to, be a little bit, kind of this season. I hope we're like favorites. If we're not favorites this year, I'm gonna be pissed. So our overall best 11 now has Hood Wagner still in goal, Ongard and Pirlevsky as our wing backs, Derek and Pushkash as our centre backs, Kovic and Ortiz. I don't think anyone's actually been inducted into the starting 11, but other players selected to become. Okay, so Christian Mark is on the bench. Versace, Savov, and Rentira have all made their way onto the bench. I would imagine Ongard's position if yeah, still surprised that Engard is there because I know he played a lot of games, but still. How's he been getting on actually at Gior? 37 games. That's not bad. I think they finished like mid-table. Yeah, like smack bang mid-table. The season review, we've already looked at that. 2020, where are they now? So the expected, I love looking at this when you have a fantastic season like we did. Expected goals were 78.2. We had 98. Expected points were 70.5. We got 78. We are fantastic. Defensively, we were quiet but leaky, but in striking, or in going forward, aggressively clinical. I like it. For next season, everything is pretty much the same. Play direct football, counter-attacking, entertaining, attacking. That's kind of what we do already. Work within the wage budget, win the league. I think this is the first year they've said that. Reach the playoff for the Champions League. That's an increase from what we normally have when we make into the Champions League. And then just continue winning the league. Yeah, I'll take that. That is fine. Squad dynamics, dressing room atmosphere is fantastic. Managerial support is fantastic. End of season team meeting. Make sure you come back for the rest of this. I won't expect anything less than the same again. Exactly the direction I was after. Hard working efforts. Become champions. We are going to reach the knockout. Okay, so according to this, Raymond reached the groups. That's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. Sensible target. Some promises. Outstretched arms. Opportunities to more youngsters. Everyone is happy because that's just how FM works. That's it. Enjoy pre-season, my friends. When are you going to be back? I wonder. Loritz, I think, may be on the way out. He has been a little bit whiny this year, so there's potential for him to leave. According to this, that's something like our best 11, but I don't take too much interest in that. Giovanaro missed almost half the season with damaged cruciate ligaments. Pulsen, who's leaving, had the most injuries. 20 care, and yeah. So they're back on the 29th of June, and that's just looking at that. And then some of our coaches and whatnot have increased their, or Kovac has increased his coaching badge. Continental B, he was an under-19s coach, brought him up. He has been fantastic. This guy, he has progressed so well as a coach. It's insane. I'd never really noticed it before, but this guy's top tier. Top tier. Hope nobody comes in to try and steal him. So we have 4.4 million in the bank, almost 4.5 million. 9 million to spend, give or take. And we have about 105k in wage budget. So I've thrown a huge amount of money into scouting so we can try and get a little bit extra in the old scouting players and just see if there anyone that pops up that we go, ooh, that's a tasty player. But the next part of this episode is going to be us looking at the transfers that we've done leading up to the first Champions League game of the season. So don't go anywhere. This should be decently interesting season or summer. Actually, interesting. Where were Ujpest expected to finish? Because that would explain. Okay, they were expected to finish mid-table. I haven't looked at this in a while, and we have really taken over the best players in the league. Whoa. We have Tape in goal, Usakov, and Christian Marquez are centre backs. Enjo's our DM. I know he's a good DM, but best DM in the league. Oriola and Traore in central midfield. Versace and Savov as the forward playing players. Interesting. So, like I said, we will be back in just a second to see the transfers. Don't go anywhere. Should be interesting. Right, fellas. So, as you can see, the first round of the Champions League qualifying rounds have started, and we've drawn against Crusaders. So, it should be a relatively easy game. I would imagine their 2-star reputation is actually not that bad, to be fair to them. Don't remember who we got in the potentially in the second qualifying round. Oh, HB or Dunstreda. So there's potential for us to play against a Slovakian side or a Faroese side, which would be nice for Carlsberg to play against a club from the country he's from. Yeah. But what you're really here for is the transfers. And oh boy howdy, we've got some interesting ones in the pipeline. As you can see, lots of goalkeepers being looked at. We've 2 that are currently under contract. I just want to see which signs first. I think the Guatemalan, not Salvadoran, looks like he's going to be the one that'll sign. He's signing as a backup goalkeeper if he does decide to arrive. We do also have Hornacek, who might be coming in. I do like his the fact he's 6'6". He's quite a tall player. I like that. For a goalkeeper. But actually, how tall is Christian Perez? He's 6'4", he's still quite tall. So, can look at them. Hossam Foud was a keeper I was looking at for a little while when he was at Inter, but he never really wanted to join us. And again, doesn't really want to join us now, so let's see what happens. Manales is the Andorran national goalkeeper, rejected us because we're not a big enough club for him. And scootR, we have a couple of players, as you can see, kind of gone in and looked to see who was after being released most recently. Some quite big names like Akanji. I would say Mitch Clark, but he's not really a big name. Kovacic, Antonio Griezmann, Mauro Icardi. These players don't want to join us, but I thought, why not? Why not see? I did also offer Antoine Griezmann the under-19s assistant manager job, and he said no. He said no. But they're just players that are coming in. I'm going to show you potentials out in just a second. But we did sell Joel Tape. Qatari club Al Duhail came in for him and just paid his release clause. So that was it. I was actually kind of wanted to keep him around, and I'm a little bit sad that he left, even though I did fuck him around for quite a while. So I suppose you get what you get, we did kind of deserve it. The first 6 signings here you've already seen. Dominic Pushkas is a winger / striker who's after joining us, who is young, has decent current ability, a nice bit of potential. Jordan Millard is again decent potential, not as much potential as I was hoping for. My assistant or one of my scouts said he had 5-star. He's coming in 3.5, but we'll see what happens. Feniuli's come in. He's come in injured though, so he's not going to be playing for the time being. Mitrev has come back as a breakthrough prospect. Just a handy little left back to have at the team. Jukic is a just turned 16-year-old central midfielder / defensive midfielder who we're training to be a centre back. Just because I think he could be a decent centre back. Don't expect to see him for a little while. He's still quite young. And Edward Purcell, who I'm a little bit disappointed. I actually don't know where Edward Purcell was born. I think he's English. Yeah, he's born in Glengule. And he's played for the under 20s or under 19s, under 20s at international level for Ireland. But then we went and signed Baljit Thapa, an Indian international centre back, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential, who wants to be a right back, but no. Decent centre back. Not great at heading. I should probably get him to work on that actually. Not a great jumping reach. He's only 5'9". I'm not overly fussed about a centre back being quite short. So he's just played his entire career in India, playing for the JCT Academy at the start. I didn't know that there was an academy in India. That is interesting. I'll have to keep an owl sconce on that. But we do have, as I said, some very interesting transfers out. 2 of the players that are potentially on their way out are going to be playing in the first leg against Crusaders, and hopefully will still be there come the second leg. But we've got El Hanach, who is the player we brought in 2 years ago now. It looks like he's off to Haladas. As you can see, been rejecting lots of offers from Haladas have come in and offered 90k. Christian Mark is waiting on a work permit to go to Liverpool for 9 million plus 20% of the next sale, and I think there's a friendly agreed. Ziris is off to Discure, Ujpest or Depression, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Thomas Gavay, player I had a lot of hopes for. MTK are offering 190,000 plus like 20% sell on. And Nikola Savov, as I said, was probably going to end up leaving Inter Milan or AC Milan, came along and offered 10 million plus 20% next sale and a friendly. So it looks like Savov is leaving us. I did say he was going to, and it looks like he's going. He's already gone. Riffin is after signing a contract with the club for an extension. I think he signed an extension. He did. He signed an extension. We agreed that we'd loan him out. So after not playing a huge amount of games over 3 seasons, he is potentially off on loan to Menfosanak, one of our affiliate teams. We did offer him to Litex. He said no. And Vorsalka came in and he got quite annoyed because that got rejected by our head of youth development, I think. Visler is going off on loan as well. Simon is off on loan. And Karol Horvitz, who's not very good, but I signed him anyway, is currently on trial at Pushkash Academia. So there's potential for him to be leaving. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with him. The ones I'm most disappointed with is Christian Mark, the fact that got accepted by the board, and Savov being accepted by the board as well. Even though Man City I did offer him out then for like 11 or 12 million. Man City offered me 3.2 million. I would not budge. And Juventus offered 8.25 million. I just was like, that's what you're getting. Take it or leave it. So as you can see, Christian Mark and Savov are going to be starting, but we do have an issue with Traore, where Man City have been sniffing around quite a lot. I don't actually know why Traore is not starting. So we're going to have Millard and Pushkash starting off the bench for this game. Well, Carlsberg also had an offer of, what was it? 10-ish million. It was like just shy of 10 million. And we rejected it because I don't want him to be leaving. Because Carlsberg is quite an important player to me anyway. I don't know if anyone else has any sort of interest to him. But Carlsberg, one of my favourite players in the team, don't want him to leave. So that's why we rejected that offer. Finances wise, before those 2 big sales go through, we have 11 million in the bank, 11 million, nearly 12 million transfer budget. and currently spending 6,500 less than our current wage budget. Committed spending does increase though, because if you look at, so like if we do take Christian Perez as a backup goalkeeper, then I'll not offer Hornacek the contract. Ibrahim Koskun is a left back that I signed after the last episode, coming from Besiktas. Looks a fruity prospect. I think he's 5-star potential, 4.5-star potential. Yeah, still, he's pretty good. Never played for Besiktas, but that's just like, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Imagine if we say Mauro Icardi as well, and Akanji. As Akanji played for 56 caps for Switzerland. One thing I did see though, that I'm annoyed that I didn't catch earlier, Lionel Messi has left Barcelona and gone to River. He's off playing in River Plate in Argentina. Look at those attributes for a 39-year-old. I'd have him in a heartbeat. So offer him a job as a Hungarian coach. Let's see what happens. But yeah, that's all the transfers we have done up to this point. The next episode is going to be our games against both legs against Crusaders, unless we smash them in the first leg, which I feel like there's a good chance we will do because I scouted the team and they are trash. They are trash. Their best player is their right back, and he's not very good. Jonathan Casey. Okay, he's got natural fitness, he's decent stamina and agility. He's determined, but that's pretty much all he's got. It's either Sam McClelland is their key player. Yikes. He's not that bad, to be fair. Not a terrible player. But if you are watching Lelujo's home series, Shea Charles is playing for Crusaders. So, a decent player there, but not good enough to beat us. I am putting my hopes and dreams on the fact that we're going to absolutely dominate them, and we won't have to do the first or the second leg. We'll just play whoever wins in the other one, because we are playing at home in the first leg. So if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. More interaction equals more better. So thank you for much watching, fellas, and we'll see you in the next one.